Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm gonna give y'all a little update today. I know I ain't put a video up in a few weeks, but I ain't really had any help to get that bed off the truck, so I did, like I showed you in the other video, I did get my cart finished, and this camera is dirty. And also, getting ready to do some painting. I've decided that this air compressor is just not going to be suitable to do any kind of painting. So I have decided to upgrade it to this one. So this is my latest acquisition. It's the Ingersoll Rand single stage 60 gallon 5 horse. And unfortunately, during the unloading event, we had a little boo-boo. As you can see, it's kind of messed up a little bit. Ooh, bad boo-boo. Also, bad boo-boo. Fin. Unfortunately, this was on back of my dually, and I was backing it into the other barn to use the hand winch to unload it. And the siding at the top of those doors, I needed 2 inches of clearance. Had I stopped when I felt resistance, I would have only have done this damage. That's where it was hitting the side, and I could have pulled up, unscrewed that, been fine, good to go. But oh no, I've got to keep going. I had it strapped down, but I only had it strapped going side to side. So as it pushed on it from the back towards the truck, it fell, and it did a little bit of damage to my toolbox. And that nut right there is what ripped a hole in my air cleaner. And plus my wife got hurt trying to use the hand winch. She let go of it and it slapped her in the arm, put a pretty good bruise on her. Now this is a 220 unit. I think a 30 amp circuit will be plenty for it. It's not a welder. Just starting amps is where it draws so much. So what I plan on doing, since I've got 220 run out here, 30 amp circuit, is to replace this 120 amp circuit right here with this, which says 30 amp 125, but I think you can use it for a 230. I've got this, plugs into it, and of course I had to buy 4 foot of 10 gauge cable and a 220 breaker, 30 amp. So now I've got to retrofit these breaker and all to make that a 220 outlet. And for some reason, I don't understand why Ingersoll Rand or whoever makes this air compressor failed to put any kind of lifting points on this thing. I mean, they've got a nice hole right here. Why couldn't they have drilled another one in the side here or the side there? There really ain't a whole lot of places to get right here, so they could have welded one on the front right here. It would have been nice to be able to lift this thing up and get it off this pallet. So now what I'm going to do is unbolt it and manhandle it off this daggum pallet. I think I'm going to have to pour a pad for it over here because this floor is a little bit, well, it's got a big crack in it over there in the corner. And I kind of want to put some bolts in it to bolt it down to the pad. So today what I thought I would do would be to try to get it off the pallet where I can get some a pattern for the bolts. Get it wired up and get some oil in it, and might even slide over and see if the dang thing's gonna work. Now first I got to take this air cleaner off and do some work on it, because it really did a job on this air cleaner. So it looks like the air is supposed to come in these bottoms here, and then of course it goes through. But I mean, it really ain't gonna hurt it if, you know, it's getting air there. But as you can see, it's warped pretty bad. Tore that up pretty good. So I'm gonna try to get this housing off and try to beat these dents back out of it as best I can. Put some oil in it. It comes with oil. It is All Seasons Select. I think it's a synthetic. You have to put that in there to get the warranty. And it looks like it has a little bit of oil in there, but not near enough. It's probably just shipping oil. This is a professional style, even though it is a single stage. It is rated for 100% duty cycle, and it will handle just about anything that I'm gonna throw at it. Continuous use. Spray guns, and then sanders intermittent, angle grinders intermittent, and then impacts. I guess it's a CFM requirement there. This is 14 CFMs at 90 PSI, 100% continuous duty rating, and hopefully it gives me years of good service. I've got one similar to this out in the other shop out at my mom's, but this it's probably 15 years old, and when it runs a while, everything gets pretty hot. So I was just a little bit leery of bringing it out here and trying to use it to spray with. I don't think it's quite as good a pump, compressor. And we got a little Chinese four-wheeler that's my nephew's. He got last year for Christmas that I hadn't run in about, I ain't run since the spring. So it's just in here temporarily. I was going to try to get it, figure out why it won't crank. I know the battery's no good on it, but something else is going on. I think the starter or something's going on, but this thing, it ain't got hardly any run time on it. But it's just a cheap Chinese $500 four-wheeler. I wouldn't have give you $500 for it. And that's about all I've got. I've started trying to clean up in here a little bit. This is where I want to build me a temporary paint booth. Really, and from here back. And I want to set this table up to mix paint on it. So I've got a lot of old fertilizer in here, a bag here. I don't know what the heck that is. There's a bag here and a bag there and two bags over there. And I ain't real sure what to do with it. Can't really throw it in the trash, but the stuff's set up hard as a rock. So yeah. And of course I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna run lights in here, because there's no lights at all in this section, just on the edges. You can see how dirty that camera lens is. Whew, terrible. So I've got to work on that. I don't know how much. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that today. These old sawhorses are gonna be gone. This is gonna be gone. Got me some stands for painting fenders and doors and stuff. Got those from Eastwood. A couple of sawhorses here. I'm gonna lay that hood on. when I get ready to work on it. And yeah, so couldn't paint in here because these leaves come flying out of this damn overhang, whatever, not overhang, but I guess ridge cap that they evidently didn't install right, because leaves fall through it, blow through it, hell, them things everywhere. And you cannot keep this shop clean in here. I mean, you can blow leaves one day, the next day it'll be full again. So anyway, guys, we're gonna get started on trying to get this hooked up, and I'm gonna shoot a separate video on that. So stay tuned, watch that, and rate and comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention my automatic gate has quit working again. I think it worked about 2 hours. So I've disconnected the arm. I've emailed the tech services guy back and told him that this thing works intermittently. It works when it wants to. It's a pain in the ass. I want another board, and I ain't heard back from him. I ain't checked my email. Well, I just emailed him back yesterday, I think yesterday, so. I kind of drug my foot about 2 weeks on doing that, but it worked for a little while, and then it quit working. And then it worked again, and it quit working, so until I get a new board, it's going to be permanently disconnected from the gate so we can get in and out of the gate. Thought I'd update you on that little issue. If you're looking for an automatic gate, I would not recommend Mighty Mule. All right, there's other companies out there that are more expensive, but you probably get what you pay for.